Who would have thought that BTS's relaxing trip to the Los Angeles beach would end with an incident that left the entire army silent and deeply worried? Was this just ordinary fatigue? Or is there something more serious happening behind the scenes? Why did Jungkook look so panicked when he saw Taehyung's condition after they returned from their short vacation, in the middle of a busy album preparation schedule? These questions are now filling the minds of millions of fans around the world, and the answers will keep you reading until the very end. It all started when BTS, the phenomenal group from South Korea currently preparing their latest album in the United States, decided to take a little break from their packed schedule. After spending days in the studio in Los Angeles, they agreed to enjoy the stunning beach scenery. Smiles and laughter filled their day, and photos that circulated on social media showed the members looking so happy, as if everything was perfectly normal with no signs of trouble. But who could have imagined that behind those smiles, an event would occur that made Jungkook's heart race, left the members speechless, and made ARMY around the world hold their breath. Several sources close to BTS revealed that after returning to their lodging from the beach, Taehyung didn't look like his usual self. His face looked pale, his eyes tired, and the warm smile that usually graced his face began to fade. At first, the members thought Taehyung was just exhausted after spending the entire day under the sun. However, things started to change when his body temperature began to rise. Fever. Yes, Taehyung developed a high fever, and this immediately caught Jungkook's attention as he was right by his side. Imagine what Jungkook must have felt at that moment. The person who always seemed calm, cheerful, and full of energy suddenly found his closest friend. The person who has been by his side for years, through thick and thin, lying weak with a burning temperature. Jungkook's eyes widened, his breath caught, and he rushed to call the staff for help. In that moment, everything seemed to stop. A big question emerged. What exactly happened to Taehyung? Was it just ordinary fatigue? Or was there something more serious to be feared? An insider revealed that Jungkook was the first to notice the drastic change in Taehyung's condition. After they returned from the beach, Jungkook noticed that Taehyung wasn't talking much like he usually did. He sat quietly in the corner of the room with a blank stare, trying to calm himself, occasionally wiping the sweat from his forehead. Jungkook, who is always sensitive to Taehyung's feelings, immediately approached him. "Young, are you okay?" Jungkook asked with a worried tone. But Taehyung's answer was just a faint smile, almost invisible, as if he was trying to hide the pain he felt. Not long after that, Jungkook touched Taehyung's forehead and was completely shocked. Hot. Very hot. His heart pounded, his hands trembled slightly. He immediately called Jimin, who was near the door, while the other members started to realize something was wrong. Silence filled the room. No one expected that the joyful moment at the beach just hours ago would now turn into deep concern. Jungkook, who usually could control his emotions, now looked different. His eyes reflected panic, his lips quivered as he tried to talk to the medical staff who quickly arrived. What made Jungkook so shocked? According to an insider, it wasn't just because Taehyung was sick, but because of how quickly it happened. Just hours ago, they were laughing together on the beach, sharing stories and joking around like they always do. Jungkook even posted a photo on Weverse, saying that they finally got to enjoy fresh air after so long. But now, everything changed in an instant. The situation made Jungkook feel guilty, as if he didn't pay enough attention to Taehyung while they were at the beach. "If only I had been more aware, maybe I could have prevented this," Jungkook admitted in a private conversation that later spread among the staff. Taehyung's fever didn't just shock Jungkook, it sparked panic among all BTS members. They knew how important health is during the preparation of their highly anticipated new album. This album is planned to be one of BTS's biggest works, and their recording schedule is extremely tight. But how can they move forward if one of the pillars of the group is lying weak? This question haunted everyone's mind. In fact, according to reports, some scheduled activities had to be postponed to ensure that Taehyung received proper care. Jungkook's reaction to Taehyung's condition didn't stop at being shocked. He took on the role of caretaker, making sure Taehyung took his medicine, got enough rest, and stayed away from any pressure. Sources said Jungkook even turned down some interview requests because he wanted to stay by Taehyung's side. He didn't want Taehyung to feel alone, said a staff member who wished to remain anonymous. Jungkook's attitude immediately captured ARMY's attention worldwide. When this news began to spread, many fans praised Jungkook's sincerity and care, calling it an example of true friendship. But is this really just a normal fever? Or is there something more worrying behind all this? That's the question burning in the public's mind now. Some fans began speculating on social media, linking this incident to BTS's tight schedule, which is rumored to be exhausting the members. Has Taehyung's body finally reached its limit? Is this a sign that BTS is pushing themselves too hard for their new album? These speculations heated up when some media reported that Taehyung had experienced unusual symptoms before they went to the beach, but he chose not to say anything to avoid ruining the mood. The tension escalated when a short video circulated on Twitter, showing Jungkook sitting beside Taehyung, who was weakly asleep with a wet towel on his forehead. Jungkook was seen holding Taehyung's hand tightly, as if he didn't want to let go. The video lasted only 15 seconds, but was enough to make ARMY around the world cry. The hashtags #GetWellSoonTaehyung and #StayStrongJungkook quickly became global trending topics, showing the massive love and support flowing for them. But there's still one question left unanswered. What did Taehyung say after he woke up and learned about all this? How did he feel seeing Jungkook so panicked because of him? And most surprisingly, what did Jungkook say when asked about the moment? A source close to BTS revealed that Jungkook couldn't hide his emotions when asked to talk about the incident. With a trembling voice, he said, "I don't want to see him like that again. I'll do anything to make sure he's healthy." Those words were enough to make fans burst into tears. This incident not only highlights the vulnerable side of an idol who has always looked perfect, but also shows the incredible strength of friendship among BTS members. In a world filled with glamour and cheers, they are still human beings who can feel tired, sick, and need support. Jungkook, who is famously known as the Golden Magne, proved that behind all the achievements and popularity lies a heart full of love and care for his best friend. What really happened before the fever? Flashback to the beach trip to truly understand the shock that Jungkook felt that night. We need to go back to the moment when everything seemed perfect. The Los Angeles beach trip that fans thought was nothing but joy. The day started like a dream. After days of being locked in the studio working tirelessly on their highly anticipated album, the members decided to take a short break. The California sun greeted them warmly as they stepped onto the golden sands, their laughter blending with the sound of the crashing waves. Taehyung, known for his love of nature and art, was one of the most excited members that day. He carried his vintage film camera, capturing candid moments of the group. Jungkook and Jimin were seen running toward the shoreline, their voices filled with childlike excitement. Namjoon strolled leisurely, picking up seashells and observing the scenery like a poet searching for inspiration. Everything was perfect, or so it seemed. Fans later saw glimpses of this joyful moment through photos posted on social media. Jungkook uploaded a shot of the sunset, while Taehyung shared a photo of his bare feet in the sand with the caption, "Sometimes you just need to breathe." At the time, no one suspected that behind Taehyung's peaceful words lay the first signs of fatigue. Several witnesses reported that during their beach walk, Taehyung had paused more than once, holding his temples and taking deep breaths. He didn't look like his usual self, one bystander shared. He was smiling, but it seemed forced at times. J-Hope, ever attentive, had apparently asked if he was okay, to which Taehyung responded with a soft laugh. "Just tired, Hyung. I'll be fine." No one could have guessed that hours later, that exhaustion would turn into a high fever that would send shockwaves through the fandom.